let's get into the inside scoop, where I'm so pumped to learn about new Broncos safety Brandon Jones. Henry, take us through this.
Yeah. Should start by saying, so he was a starter in 2021 and 2022, tore his ACL about halfway through the 2022 season. And then this year, the starters were Deshaun Elliott and Javon Holland. They both got hurt a few times. When that was the case, Brandon Jones became the starter in their place. That was for 6 games in the regular season. The rest of the time, he rotated in as like the third safety. He mostly played deep with those guys moving up to nickel or dimeback or whatever. Also, Javon Holland was hurt for the wild card game against the Chiefs, and Brandon Jones got that start. And so these, almost all of them are just clips from that game, just because I figured it's a start, it's against a division rival, and it's also the most recent game he played. So this first little batch here is just going to be him against Travis Kelce, because I feel like that's kind of a fun starting point. That's him right there.
Of course, you went with Chiefs film.
People on the internet said that as well. This guy goes in motion over here. There he is going across. And then you can actually see he's pointing out like he wants this switch so that he can take Kelce, and I believe he takes the tight end as he gets over there. Basically, the entire game, Brandon was the one starting all the communication. Like, this one's kind of like an obvious one because it's him calling the switch with the guy coming. But basically every play, Brandon was the guy, despite not being the full-time starter, who was like saying, you do this, we're switching. And occasionally it didn't work. There was one play where Travis Kelce came free because another guy just wasn't listening and just tried to run right across. But I thought that was interesting that he's kind of like an over-communicator, which is a good thing. And I think it kind of shows that he feels good about where he is in the system. Yeah, here's just man coverage. Just trails right across. Again, just like easy little cover there. This time, this one doesn't go so well. So here's Kelce. Here's Brandon. And so again, this is the Vic Fangio defense. And so there's a lot of late rotations. Keep those safeties up. Try to confuse the offense. Don't let them see what's coming. So it kind of looks like this could be man. Turns out, though, this guy's just going to blitz. And so it's man right here with Jones and Kelce. Guess what? The Chiefs see that one coming. Travis just runs this one right here, and there's plenty of space. And so I'm not sure, Todd, whether is he told, like, sit this far back, disguise what you're doing, and accept that there's going to be this little pocket, or are you supposed to charge up there and just get right up on him?
Yeah, I think he's told to sit back, especially in Fangio's defense. He wants everything to look like cover 4 or cover 2. So they want the quarterback to be able to diagnose as little as possible, kind of pre-snap. Okay. So he just knows he has to kind of fill the space. He has safety help over the top, but it's just a timing thing.
Yep.
It's just a timing game.
That's kind of where I was at, too. This is a similar play. Again, Kelce here, Brandon Jones here. But before the snap, I guess you can kind of see it. He's standing like on this line here. He charges up right before the snap, takes away a little bit of the space. And then on this in route, this is a kind of a cover 1 with a hole defender. So he just runs this little slant right into the help, and it's locked up, nothing there. This one, again, just zero blitz. These guys are coming. You've got man coverage right here on Kelce. This is going to be a little hitch. This is going to be just a corner route. Again, what you really like, just so patient. Just sits right there, heels on the line, just textbook stuff. Doesn't commit one way or the other. Bang. Just runs right with him. You can't tell. Brandon Jones is actually right behind him, but he's so close to him you can't even see it.
That's wild.
Yeah. No, it's I thought against Kelce everything was awesome. This is the last little Travis Kelce clip here. These guys going again. So just man. Kelce's gonna chip this end right here before he runs the drag. So there he is, kind of coming free. Jones also gets through this traffic. That's something that showed up a lot. Doesn't really get bothered by this sort of stuff. And then just, again, all over him. A couple more man coverage clips here, not against Travis Kelce. They actually put him on receivers a bunch in this game, which is kind of interesting, I thought. This is Rashee Rice. There's Jones there. This is just going to be, I believe, a corner route. Yeah. So, again, just a little, almost kind of like a pick there. Does, no problem. Just gets right outside. Again, locks up Rashee Rice. Here we go. This is, again, this is another little switch. You got Kelce in motion here. You can see, again, like he's pointing stuff out. Every single play, I swear, he's the one who's like doing everything back there. And then here they are.
Is that a massive indictment on the rest of the Dolphins defense? If like a guy that's not a starter and is playing literally 44% of the snaps last year is making all the checks and calls?
No, it just means that he likes to communicate.
Okay.
Because when the starters are in, we can't have simple, like, I look at you like we're good. That's all we need.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's just making sure you guys know what we're doing. We're all locked in. So, you know.
Again, just a little drag or dig or something like that from Marquez Valdes-Scantling, just locked up again.
This is interesting because, you know, Justin was our free safety, so he was more in the middle of the field. He's playing more strong safety. I've even seen him blitz a couple of times, and he does a good job with it. But PJ's really a strong safety. I don't know how well PJ will fare being in the middle of the field. So maybe this means that we'll have some more true dime packages where you have two safeties and he can come down, play that dime, that nickel. But it's very interesting because he does have the ability to play man-to-man, which not a lot of free safeties do.
Totally.
Most free safeties like to roam and be free.
Do you think what you're talking about fits what Vic Fangio, or not Vic Fangio, Vance Joseph wants to do more? Or do you think last year was truly what Vance Joseph likes to do more?
I think in any defense, he's going to be successful because of what he has versatility.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm just questioning, like, okay, if he's going to be more of our come down, maybe be in the box a little bit, man on Travis Kelce type player, who's going to play free?
And we're going to get into some of the deep clips too, because I think that's interesting. But when you talk to Dolphins fans, they say put him in the box. Like you don't play him over the top. Again, like that's the reputation, and you see why. Like the man coverage, all that stuff is great, but I'm excited to get into some of the deep stuff too because it's not bad. This is him one-on-one with Mecole Hardman. That's again no help over the top or anything back here. That's a tough assignment. You usually don't put just a safety on Mecole Hardman. Here stays like right on top of him. There is a little grab, and again not called. Chiefs have to punt.
Didn't happen.
It's a quick little thing. I mean, it worked out fine for him. There you go. This is, again, just all over Mecole Hardman. That's a tough assignment. Like, not the greatest receiver in the world, but very fast. And this is Mecole upset, palms up, saying, why the hell didn't you throw that flag? Again, if he gets called for the flag there, it's an issue. He didn't, though. Can't ask for more than that.
That didn't happen.
All right. I'm going to hit some of the deep stuff. So this is him back here. Didn't play a whole bunch of cover 3 in this game, but I think this might be a cover 6, but I'm pretty sure this one was cover 3.
Oh, deep stuff is in he's back. I thought you were like getting emotional with some of the things he was doing.
No. So there he is back up over here. Again, this might actually be cover 6, but I'm pretty sure these are boundary. Again, this guy's just going to take a little post. He sees the break right here and just nowhere to go back here. Just nice and clean. Let's see, where am I? My notes. There we go. This one, he's playing the. Oh, did I get this note wrong? He's playing the quarter over here, I believe. So here he is, right here. Again, this is short route to his side. This guy's got anything deep up the boundary. I believe this guy's got the half. That guy doesn't turn and run, does he? Maybe this is cover 4. Point is, he's got this post through right here. Again, just blocks him up again. See him running underneath right there. This one, here he is. We've got quarter. He's got this half. Corner does a good job, reroutes the receiver inside, so he has to go up through here. Kind of helps him out. I'm not sure if he should be flipping his hips right there. And so now he comes back out to take this deep route up this side. In this cover 6, I'm not sure if he's supposed to turn his hips inside since this is his responsibility. But again, like it gets funneled inside. It's covered perfectly. Do you have any thoughts there, Todd?
No, I think it is cover 6. You got the cloud corner. Force him inside what he's supposed to do. So he should be sitting over top of this unless the corner messed up and didn't do the right job.
Okay. And again, like no problem. Runs right with him. That's once again does not get the ball thrown his way. A lot of these are a little bit repetitive, but that's kind of the point, is that there just weren't really any mistakes here. Let's see.
I love it. I mean, that's huge. For me, he kind of reminds me, not necessarily the exact type of player, but when you look and you see, like, why did he play 44% of the defensive snaps last year? Isn't that a big concern? Only 6 starts last year. The year before, he had played in 76% of the defensive snaps, and that's a career high for him. When I look and try to just understand why the Broncos paid him a good chunk of change, I just keep going back to Darian Stewart, Todd, your former teammate. Darian Stewart was this exact same position for the first 6 years of his career, went to the Ravens for 1 year, and that's when he became the full-time starter. And this is what this reminds me of. Then, of course, the Broncos signed Darian, and he is just a staple on the defense, and actually kind of in play style too. Darian hit definitely a lot harder than Brandon Jones does, but in terms of being able to play in the box and be an effective cover safety, but then also blitz. 8 sacks in 4 seasons, that's a ton for a guy that's not playing every single down from the safety spot. So I think he's very versatile, something that you've touched on, Henry. But that's what I'm thinking, is maybe a little Darian Stewart here.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. Two more in coverage. This one, I believe this is him. Let me double check. Oh, no. This one's him. This is going to be kind of a deep post. This guy goes deep. Again, this is cover 4. He's got him all the way up the boundary. Let's see, he's breaking there. Again, just nowhere to go. He is covered. Running with him there. Last one, kind of a similar play. He's right here. You're going to get a little post corner here. He's coming up right there. Faking the post. Bang. Breaks on it. Runs right with him to the corner. There was basically no flaw that I found in deep coverage. Which again, the reputation is that he's like a box guy. And you see what he does in man coverage and as a blitzer, which we're going to get to in a second. You have to love that. But I do think he has the ability to play deep too. At least in this game, I didn't find any reason why he wouldn't be able to.
So the Broncos paid him 3 years, $20 million, with the chance to get up to $22.5 million. But effectively, it boils down to a 2-year deal, just shy of $14 million. So essentially, 2 years, $14 million with the way the guarantees work out. And as we know, in the NFL, you can only look at the guaranteed years and count that as the real contract. After what you guys have seen and know about him, is that about the right price for him? Did they overpay? Did they get a deal? What do you expect from him in terms of the value?
I think it's probably about the right price. That puts him 20th in the league, and in a league with their 64 starting safeties, that's a pretty good payday for him. And I think he's versatile enough to be a strength of the defense if he figures out his way in Vance Joseph's scheme. So I think it's right on par with kind of what he's done so far, and him not being a full-time starter. I think if he had this production, the same production, so if you do double the snaps from 40% play to 80% and then double the production, he's going to be like a $15 million man. So hopefully that's what the Broncos are getting, just at a discount.
Totally. PFF tweeted this out, but from week 12 on last year, 234 snaps in coverage, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 29.8 passer rating when targeted. Those are pretty incredible numbers. Those 2 picks were 2 of the 3 in his career. He isn't like a ball hawk. He's not Justin Simmons. I think in coverage there are some similarities there, just the steadiness, that sort of thing. What Justin does, though, is he's just, he has very long arms, and he's very tall and very rangy, and so he can just get to spots and go steal ball. He can just pick off passes that nobody else can. Brandon doesn't have that. He's more of a steady cover guy than a playmaker, but people don't throw his way because he's in good position, and that's a good starting point.
Really quick, speaking of Justin and Brandon Jones and PFF, Brandon Jones, you mentioned he's the 20th highest paid safety now, Todd. PFF had him as the 16th best safety, graded him out as the 16th best safety, so kind of adds up. Good value. Broncos got there. Something you won't like, though, Todd. They had Justin Simmons, PFF did, as the 42nd best safety in the NFL last year.
You can't trust PFF.
Exactly.
I've been telling you guys that.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're doing over there.
Okay. Like you said, Brandon's best known as like a blitzer. That's what he's best at. This is a couple like not so great clips right off the top. But he's just gonna come right through here. Again, just one hand from the blocker, and he gets like held up by one hand. Just gets locked in right there. Here we go again. Basically the same thing. Comes through. This is actually a run, and so he's able to control his gap, I guess. But he does. I mean, it's not ideal. He's not getting off that block. We got one more of these again up this. Oh no, maybe this is. Oh, this is a good one. We're through those. Point of those are if an offensive lineman gets hands on him. Generally not good. He's a safety, so it's not a huge surprise, but that isn't really his game, is getting off those blocks. He kind of gets pushed around a bit. This is why people love him as a blitzer, though, because he attacks this gap right here. Here he comes. The bend and the dip right there, it's almost like edge rusher type stuff to get that low, get by this guard, and then gets to Patrick Mahomes right back there. Here's another one coming from the other side. Again, just dips past this guy. You can't see him. That's Mahomes right there. That's Brandon Jones right underneath him, who just took him out, forced an incompletion. He didn't get any sacks in this game, but he actually he had 5 sacks in I think it was his first season as a starter, which is a crazy number for a defensive back. He actually led all defensive backs in the NFL in quarterback pressures as well. This is the exciting part. So see here, 7:40 on the clock. At 7:39 on the clock, he's sacking Mac Jones. He is so fast around this edge, it's pretty crazy. Again, here's the ball. Here's the touchdown for the Dolphins. That's the kind of stuff that really separates him. Those are like the highlights you're going to see, which is awesome. And then just a couple real quick run things. He's just playing deep. This is nothing special, but oh no, I did include there we go. So this is the one-on-one tackle. So Pacheco hits the hole. This is just a little one-on-one, kind of grabs him around the waist, drags him down, makes the tackle, but he's not really a hitter. Like he generally gets the guy on the ground. He missed 14.3% of his tackle attempts in his career. Jaquan, for example, was 17.7% missed last year. Singleton was 14.1. Locke was 14. Simmons was 11.8. So that 14.3%, it's a pretty normal number. Good tackler, not necessarily a hitter. And then this one, again, just run game, blocker coming his way. He's not going to be able to do much. This guy kind of has him in his sights. Next thing you know, he's turned all the way back around this way. That's just not his game. Here he is right here. This is going to be a tight end. I believe it's these two. Again, just kind of gets pushed around there. And gets driven back there. And that's the play. So again, like tight ends even, that's not necessarily what he does. He's not totally useless though. He's going to come up through this gap. Again, dodges the block from the receiver. I believe that's a receiver. No, that's Travis Kelce. No, it might be a receiver. Gets up into the hole, plugs up the hole, makes a nice tackle. So again, he's not like useless, but as like a box defender, he isn't like anything special against the run. He doesn't really get off of blocks particularly well, but he's a good blitzer. He can play man coverage against just about everybody, and he's good deep too. So you can move him around, play him a bunch of different ways, and like again for $7 million. I was surprised going back and watching, seeing how good he is.
Well, if he's the Broncos' Travis Kelce killer, that'll be great. That'll be great. And great breakdown there, Henry. Love to see what the Broncos are getting in Brandon Jones to add to that Texas Broncos safety room that the Broncos have with Caden Stearns, PJ Locke, and now Brandon Jones.